I smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of On Screen, doing a special Netflix binge of Marvel's The Defenders. We have made it. We are at the end. We have watched all the episodes. So what stood out to me? The fossils. I thought that was very interesting because of what it was a fossil of and what they kind of like alluded to it being. So I'm assuming this is, of course, the dragon fossils and everything. And it's just a nice little touch to kind of, I guess, expand the world that we're in as far as like the MCU is concerned, because now we have like dragon fossils just, lying around. But another thing that I think really kind of like stuck out for me in this episode was Colleen Wing. Colleen during this series has been kind of coming into her own as well, because she's been leaving behind the identity of the Hand. Because of course at the end of Iron Fist, she kind of just like made that split like super fast. So it's interesting to see her coming to grips with who she is and who she wants to be now and what she used to be and the pieces that remain in her still, and whether that's going to kind of like control her or not. And I really liked her character growth. I really liked the hurdles that she had to cross in this series, because there were times where she felt like she was useless. And I mean, from coming from a place where she always needed to be kind of like feel secure, and then also a place where she always felt like she was tough enough or strong enough or, capable enough to handle things. And then to be kind of like, as she said, sort of like sidelined or, benched kind of, or left behind. I know that messed with her. But to find out that, there's many different ways to kind of hold down her talents and to kind of like hold down the crew. She doesn't always have to be side by side with Iron Fist. Of course, in this case, it's the Defenders, it's their story, so they had to write it that way anyway. But it is nice to see her starting to divert into her own path. Not saying that she won't be with Iron Fist anymore, but just kind of like that she's kind of doing her own thing over with, like, say, like Claire and with Misty and stuff like that. I'd really like to see how far they take that. And of course, the brawl for it all down under with Protect Your Neck. Yo, I was so hyped to hear that song. I was like, hold on, what? Like, I was not expecting that. Like, I was happy they brought that little season, little spice, you know what I'm saying, up in there. Cause I really enjoyed just seeing them fighting to Wu-Tang. It's just like, yo, man, it's meant for each other. It's perfect. Marvel and Wu-Tang, it just matches, man. It just goes together. And this is a fight scene that had like way less cuts in it, and they actually let you kind of see the sequence. And I enjoyed it a lot more. It was still dark. Yeah, like Marvel Netflix loves the dark, boy. And I know it helps you like hide stunt people and stuff like that. But it's just like, sometimes it's like, dang, man, like, do y'all ever fight in the daytime? But I guess, crime only happens at night, maybe, sort of. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, point is, the fight was well done. It was well choreographed. And we got to see Madame Gao and her kind of like slickness, because she pushed Elektra out there to get her butt kicked. And she just like faded into black on him. It was just so funny to see her. She was like peeking out like, nah, I'm good, I'm cool. And she just like rolled with it. I'm pretty sure she took some fossils and stuff with her. So she'll be, young or, vibrant or revitalized the next time we see her. And to the point of, the whole operation of getting this whole building to kind of collapse on itself, we got to see a lot of storylines spark and put seeds. Like we saw Misty lose her arm. And I was wondering when that was gonna happen and how it was gonna happen. I think it happened in a very flippant way though. I feel like it was just like a throwaway thing. I thought it should have been more when she lost her arm. I would have liked to see her lose her arm like on her own, you know, like she's doing something and she loses her arm. I mean, well, she was doing something in this, but you know, like her own storyline and she's like kind of ahead of it instead of like some side character that just happens to get their arm cut off. But it was enjoyable and it got us there. And it was cool to see all three of those ladies working together because I assume we're probably gonna see them together much more. So of course we're left with the touching, you know, tender moments or maybe tough moments between Elektra and Daredevil. And I've gotta say that I think there's still some light in there. I know Elektra, she has her history. Even in the comics, she has her, you know, she's up, she's down. You know, you never know where she's gonna come from. But I think the feelings for Daredevil are still there. And I think it's worth a shot. I know she's crazy. I know she could kill somebody at the drop of a hat, but I think it's worth a shot. Because you can see how she was pulling her punches and how she was hesitating. She cares for him, you know what I'm saying? And she doesn't even want this hand business. It was just kind of something for her to do. So I hope maybe we see a reconnection sometime in the future, maybe next season, next year, whatever, a year after that, something like that. It would be nice to see her kind of weave back into this storyline because we know Elektra is most likely not done. Now, to the point of sacrificing himself, I thought that was cool because he didn't, you know, he was like, look, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore anyway. You know, my friends don't want to do it. I'm always in danger, putting other people in danger. I don't want to do this, but protect my city. And that was cool, man, especially to see how it affected Iron Fist so much and to see him at the end of the episode kind of in a similar pose to what Daredevil used to do. So I'm going to leave this open to everybody in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the aftermath. Like what happened after the building went down, you know, between Trish and Paige, or Trish and Jessica, or Jessica and Luke, or you know, like Foggy and Paige, or Colleen and Misty. Let me know what you thought about the aftermath pieces. I thought it was pretty solid. I was happy with what I got. So guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in the comments, let me know what you thought about the aftermath that we saw. The like kind of like 10 minutes or so, kind of like wrapping up the stories and letting us know where they're going to go to next. So, of course, before I bounce, I gotta tell you guys to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right, that's where all my videos are from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest in our lap. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them players. And then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There is no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And of course, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves, be good to each other. And thank you so much for binging with me, following along. If you didn't binge with me and you just jumped to this episode, still thank you for watching. It was a whole bunch of fun. I'm gonna do a whole season wrap up to put all my thoughts together in a little bit once I sit and let it settle and marinate. But I'm pleased with this. I really am. I'm pleased with this show, and I'm excited to see what they have next. So, of course, from me to you, peace.